Hello and welcome to Watch Me Code. I'm Cameron Vajani, and in this video series we will design an entire UI kit for React and React Native. If you have not subscribed to YouTube Watch Me channel, then please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you have not liked the Watch Me Code Facebook page, then please like and follow. So let's quickly go inside the terminal and let's type npx create a React app and let's give it a name of Zeus UI, and it will take some time to install the dependencies. We need to add a couple of more dependencies as well. Ta-da! We are going to use the Lindua icon set from ICOMon. You can just go to ICOMon and grab your copy. It is now building the core packages. Perfect. Now we need to go inside Zeus UI and just run yarn add node sass. What else we need? We need the React router DOM. Let's quickly add yarn add React router DOM. Perfect. So let's start. Yarn start, and it should start right inside our local host. Perfect. So let's quickly open file, open SSD web and Zeus UI and hit open. So we need to go inside the app.js and we need to create a couple of more files. First of all, let's create a folder and give it a name of Zeus and create one more file, index.js, from where we can just import all the components we are going to create in this series. Okay, we need to create one more folder inside Zeus and give comps as a name, and let's create our first component, that is button.js. Perfect. You must be thinking if we can just create or use a button tag or anchor link, by the way, then why we need a separate component. It is because we will be creating a web-based app builder, and for that we need these components. Perfect. Okay, let's start. Now we need to import React, or maybe just call ourself, so that it should create a component for ourselves and give button as well. Now we need to go inside and add a button, and we will add text, or maybe just use a label, and we will add const label from props. Now let's close for now and just import button from comps button and export button. Now let's test out if we can import that from Zeus. Oh, sorry, we need to import button from Zeus. We need to just add or render the button component, and we will add a label. Let's add click me and check out if it says attempted import error, button is not exported. Now we need to go inside the button, and it says button, and now we have a nice button link right here. And now we need to add a click method on click, and we will add event, or maybe just add alert, or maybe console.log I have been clicked. That's it. And now if we go inside inspect console and click, it says nothing because we need to add this click method right here on click. We will add on click to on click, and let's say now if I click, it will console log I have been clicked. We need to add class name, and the class name will be button, and inside the index we will import UI.scss, and inside this let's create a new file UI.scss, and here we can add the button class and add a background color of red to start, and it says Node SAS version 5.0 is incompatible with 4.0. Okay, let's test. I guess the Node SAS version is not compatible with current Node version. If we can quickly close and check for Node -v, it is 12.19.0. So we need to change the version to 4.14.1 and save, and just run the yarn so that it should just update the appropriate version. And it will rebuild the Node SAS. Hey, I am in. Hello, Meshak Rono, how are you? Great, now let's start again. Yarn start. And it should work now. Perfect. So let's go inside the button and just change to bluish for default, and we will use border 0 pixel, color should be white, and padding let's use 10 pixels, and color should be white. Font weight should be bold, and font size should be by default 15 pixels. Let's add a border radius of 10 pixels. 15 is good. So let's add padding horizontal to 15 pixels. Quickly copy and paste right inside the button. And we need to add cursor pointer, outline to none, and we will add ampersand hover, and for hover we will use blue for now, and if we can just go and mouse hover, it will show us the hover state, and we need to change the hover state color to something like this one. Save, and if we can go and click, we are good to go. Now we need to add an icon. If we can go inside the Isomon and check for a random icon for now, let's say we will use the check. Click and click on generate font, or maybe we should add cross as well. Click generate, click enable usage, and inside the usage just copy this temporarily generated link and paste inside the public index.html. Right after we are done with our UI, we will just download it and assign directly to our Zeus folder, but for now just keep this way. So let's go inside the button and we will add a div, give it a class name of ICO, and icon should be check for now. And now we need to add one more div, and let's add label, and inside the label we will keep the label. Perfect. Now we need to add flex, and for the flex we will use dot flex. By the way, we for the global UI we should just add a new file and give it props.scss, and inside the UI we will just import the props and import props.scss and save. And inside the props.scss we will use flex for display flex and save. Now let's go inside the button and we have flex. We will need one more class, and for AIC we will use align items to center. And let's go back inside the button and let's use AIC, and if we can check, we have a nice icon right here. Now we need to change a couple of things. First of all, we need to move this padding to padding, font weight, font size from the main button class to dot label, and we have this label class right here, and save. This way we will be adding the label to our padding and font properties to this label instead. And for now, go back. I guess we should keep in this way. Okay, we need to add this ICO thing, so let's go inside and add ICO, and we will add a border right to 1 pixel FFF solid, and we have this nice border. We can just inspect and add a padding of roughly 10 pixels and just reduce the opacity of the border to something like I guess we should just remove the border and add a background of blue. This way we can keep the theme perfect. And let's add border radius of 10 pixels, or I guess we have used 15 pixels, so let's use border radius of 15 pixels. And for the padding, we don't need anything. Okay, so let's add border radius top 15 pixels. And we need to change 15. Top right should be 0, top bottom should bottom right should be 0, and bottom left should be 15 pixels. Now if we can just copy for now, and we will come and fix the margin later. Let's copy and paste. And for the border radius, just remove the border, and for the ICO we will just add a width of 40 pixels or maybe 30 for now, and for the label we will use flex one. Perfect. Now we need to check for the border cursor. Padding should be 0 pixels, margin should be 0 pixels, and now we need to add border radius again, and here we are. So let's copy again and paste inside the button, and for the ICO we will use font size of 24 pixels. Oh, maybe less. 16 is good. 16 is good. And for the width we will keep the 20 pixels, and I guess we should change the color to a little darker, and just copy and paste inside the ICO. And save. Now we need to go back to our label, and for the label just use text line sender, and I guess we should use 20 for now. Perfect. Now let's copy and paste inside the label and save. Perfect. And for the demonstration we need to add ABS and ABC, which we are going to add right here. For ABS we will use position absolute, and for ABC it will have top 50%, left 50%, transform, translate, and on X and Y we will add negative 50% and save. This way we will be able to keep our button in center of the screen, so that because it was just hard to see your button in top left corner, it was just getting inside the screen, so it was not clear, by the way. Okay, so we need to add the fonts Google, the Varilla round, because I love that font, and just go and copy and paste inside index and save. And for the font family we will just add inside the UI dot font, and it will have font family, Arial, and all that. So let's go inside the button, and for label we will use font. Oh yeah, and save. This way we can add the nice looking font right here. And now we need to add a little smooth switching between one state to another, and it will have the anim class, and anim class will include a transition, all, and duration should be let's use 0.2 seconds linear and 0 seconds. And for animation to work, just add anim to the button, and this way we have a nice smooth switching of the color. But we need to create a dynamic function for the anim because we are using the SCSS. Luckily we have a function mix in to create a function. So let's use add mixin and give it class function name of anim. We will use duration as a parameter, and default should be 0.2 seconds. And we will just remove this anim thing, transition all, and just change the value to $duration. And inside the button, just remove and go inside UI and just add at include anim and pass the duration to 0.15 seconds and save. This way we are still that transition, and we can use the dynamic value for our transition or whatever we want to pass the duration into this global transition. And now we need to change the background color for ICO, and we will simply use this shade inside ICO, and for hover .ico we will add a background to this one. And now if I mouse hover, we have this nice transition between colors. Now we need to check for the type of button. Like if we need the icon, we need to render this ICO thing, otherwise we should just skip it. So inside the app button, we need to check for the icon, and we will add icon and icon. Let's save. And we don't have the icon by default, but if we just pass an icon, it will add the tick marker. But we need to add the icon or keep the icon dynamic. So let's add icon value to icon check, and just pass the icon value right here plus icon. This way, if we just change the icon to cross, it will switch to the cross, and we don't have to stick with the default or single icon or just keep creating the replica for the button component and adding all the icons. Just pass the icon as a prop. Next, we need to check if it is an type like an arrow button or green OK button. So we need to check for the, first of all, let's just add button OK. So let's go inside UI and just add OK, and we will add dot button dash OK. And for the button OK, we need the label background, or maybe the button background should be green, and dot ICO should be green for now. Just save, and here we are. We need to change this default green to something more lighter. So go and check for the shade and copy and paste right here. And for the ICO, we will just pick the default color and change the shadow or shade a bit darker, and copy and paste inside the ICO background and save. Here we go. Now we have this nice OK button, but we need to change the color scheme, and we can go with something else, like just remove all the shading and add an opacity of 0.9, and you will be able to change the color or give the user the illusion of changing the color while your mouse hover. And now let's add button error, and for the error we will use red, but we need something like this one. Just copy and paste inside the and we have error. Why not just duplicate this one? It has error, and the background should light red, and for the ICO, the background will be a lighter tone. Perfect. So copy and paste right here and save. Now we need to check for the type, so quickly add button dash and plus, add a parenthesis and check for type, and we will use type or empty, and for the type we will use type equals, or maybe just use the type and add default. Now we have the default button. Let's add 3 more buttons, and for the app, go inside the app.css, and for the global button, just change the margin of 10 pixels and add and not important. Here we go. And now we need to add icon check, no icon, icon cross, and type will be error, and again type will be error, but here we need to add okay. Save. And we have these nice variations for this same button, and we have click me. We can just change it to email sent and error, save. And here we have a couple of variants. We can just create 3 variants from single button component, and here it is. We have a default, we have OK with a tick icon, we have an error button with cross. So this is it for this video, and in the next video we will design our next component. But before leaving, if you have not subscribed to Watch Me Code YouTube channel, then please subscribe. And if you have not liked the Watch Me Code Facebook page, then please like it and follow it. Have a nice day.